Science Matters by Jackson Greene. For my topic, I chose being deaf and how the world is different when you cannot hear. For my community connection, I visited the Tennessee School for the Deaf, and the art teacher, Mark Hamrick, took me to many classes and all over the buildings to observe. When you first arrive, there is a security gate where you have to get clearance to enter the campus and park your car. For the first half of my visit, I went to the building that is designed for preschool to 7th grade. While I was there, I helped with a preschool art lesson. Later, I went to the high school and interviewed the technology teacher, visited an 8th grade language arts class, and interacted with several students. One of my favorite experiences was observing the preschool art class taught by my tour guide, Mr. Hamrick. There was about 7 to 9 children playing. There were 3 teachers, one of which was deaf. He started out by putting out colored cards to get their attention. Several of the children then came over to watch as he explained a game in sign language. The goal of the game was to make pairs of matching pictures. As I played with the kids, one of the teachers took the time to teach me some of the color signs in sign language. At the Tennessee School for the Deaf, the classrooms have many accommodations to help the students learn in the best way possible. The wall teachers use for their lessons is colored, as to keep students focused when the teachers are signing the material and to not allow them to become lost in the plain coloring of traditional walls. Another interesting way to keep the students totally focused is the use of blinds. Sometimes light reflects and is distracting, so all the classrooms are kept dim. In the preschool classroom, I got to see firsthand how lights are very useful in deaf schools. In order to signal it was time for them to go to the gym, the lights flickered and the children lined up. I later learned the use of lights is to get attention. Instead of the teacher signing that it was time to leave, the lights were turned on and off so that everyone was aware even if they were not looking at the instructor at that time. When we have fire drills here at school, an alarm sounds insinuating we have to evacuate. Because the students would not be able to hear when a drill happens, the clock actually projects a message saying fire or intruder drill and other various messages or announcements that the whole school needs to see. What I thought was interesting is that deaf kids and teenagers are on their phones just as much as we are. They rely a lot on FaceTime, text, and Snapchat to communicate because they cannot pick up the phone and call without transcript. A big thing for the deaf community is closed captioning. When you're watching a movie, it's easy to follow along with this story solely by listening, but for deaf people, closed captioning is the only way to be able to fully understand a movie, YouTube video, or TV show. When people use sarcasm or their mood changes, it's usually easy to pick up based on the tone of voice. For those who cannot hear, your facials is your tone of voice. If you are excited about going somewhere, there is not a way to show you are excited in sign language. It is all about your facial expression when you sign it. For Maryville, sports are a big deal. The same goes for the Tennessee School for the Deaf. There is basketball, football, cheerleading, volleyball, swim, and track and field teams. As you can see, the school has won a ton of trophies and awards for athletics. I had a fantastic experience learning all about how different the life is at school for someone who can't hear. As of 2018, this is only 8% of the population. I learned that I would love to be fluent in sign language and maybe even work with deaf students someday. I accomplished all I hoped to achieve and more, and had no significant challenges during my research. Going to the school answered all of my questions I had and was a great resource.